All right, welcome everyone. My name is Katie and I work at the Sacramento Public Library where books are just the beginning. Thank you so much for joining us for our Everybody Yoga program. We're so excited to offer this to you and to have local yoga instructor Kat Sun with us today. And we'll get to her in just a moment. But first, I wanted to mention a few things. So first is that I'll be monitoring the chat for the duration of the program. So please feel free to share any questions or comments over there, and either myself or Kat will get back to you at some point during the program. If you're having any audio related issues, please exit the program and re-enter. We find that doing that will typically solve that issue. And if you need closed captioning at any point during the program, please click the live transcript button at the bottom of your screen. You'll click that button, wait just a moment, and then you'll see the closed captioning pop up and you can follow along. And I will make sure to put that in the chat as well. And we ask for your grace and understanding in this virtual world that we are in right now. If there is some kind of delay, one of the hosts drops off, or we experience any other type of interruption, please allow time for us to resume the program. And also, this program is being recorded and will be shared to our YouTube channel, which you can find under Sacramento Public Library. And it should be available next week, so you can look for it there and revisit Kat's demonstration or share it with a friend. And make sure to stick around after the yoga demonstration today for a short book talk on a title related to this week's theme of authenticity and self-love. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Kat. So Kat, take it away, and everyone, please enjoy.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here and joining us. It's great to be back with you all. Nice to see all your faces out there and names. So as Katie mentioned, this week's theme is self-love and authenticity. So in our yoga practice, we're going to just kind of be focusing in on like a little inner listening. So we'll slow it down and cultivate some inner listening as a way to begin to cultivate that ability from that inner listening to tap into our inner authenticity and self-love. Okay, so we'll start in a comfortable seat. You can sit on a chair if that's better for you. Otherwise, if you're sitting on the floor, having a blanket or a cushion or something to sit on. Also, before we begin, it's always great to have a strap or a belt, a couple of blocks if you have some yoga props, and then, pillows or blankets nearby is always helpful when we do things. And also, I'm offering this class from home, so I apologize in advance if there's some barking or you hear some noise from neighbors or my father who lives with me. So just be aware that you might hear some sounds and just let it flow through, okay? So, let's go ahead and we'll start seated. So everybody find a comfortable seat, whether that's seated on a chair. If you're sitting on a chair, maybe come to the front edge of the chair. So as you come to the front edge, have your feet planted underneath your knees, and you can arch your low back in. If you're seated on the floor, again, sitting up on a little lift, and then again, rocking towards the front edge of that blanket or cushion or whatever it is you're sitting on. And then taking a moment just to arrive, as always, so you can let your hands rest on your thighs. If it's comfortable for you, you can gently close down your eyes. Otherwise, just soften your gaze. And as you arrive here, let's take a moment just to gently open the mouth and wiggle out our jaw. Maybe stick out your tongue, stretch out your face. And then you can let the mouth gently close. Take a deep breath in, big breath out. And as you arrive into your seat, just noticing how you're feeling in your body this morning. So allowing yourself to really arrive from whatever it is that you came from, arriving here now into this time, this space together. And as you settle in, just noticing if the body, if anything's achy or grumpy, or if anything's just calling your attention this morning, without any judgment, without fixing anything, just taking a moment to scan the body, scanning the physical body, noticing what's there. Or maybe it's feeling really great and, just whatever. You're just taking in information. No attachment to any of it. Then also take a moment now to notice the quality of your breath. So as you breathe in and breathe out, just notice what is your breath like as we start. Always, we start by just checking in with where we're at. So maybe the breath is a little staccato, maybe it's a little short, or maybe it's really smooth and even. Whatever it is, again, you're just taking in information as we begin. Finally, taking a moment to also scan your mental, emotional body. Just notice how you're feeling mentally, emotionally at the beginning of this practice. So, bringing our sense awareness from the outer world into the inner world, letting this next hour or so practice together be really a journey inwards, a journey into reconnecting with yourself. So really it's starting to cultivate that inner listening. Body is always communicating with us, but oftentimes we're so busy running around and doing that we don't hear the messages. And then with your next breath in now, see if you can really breathe a big inhalation in and breathe it all the way down into the bottom of the lungs. You'll feel your belly maybe expand out a little. And as you exhale, let that air exit out. And as the lungs empty out, the belly will hollow back towards the spine. So just starting to now feel that pulsation of your breath, feeling the expansion and contraction as the air moves in and out. And then the next inhalation at the top of the inhale, see if you can find that space of pause where the breath will naturally pause in order to flip into the exhale. And then you let the exhale come. And the bottom of the exhale again to see if you can gently brush that space of pause where the breath flips back into the inhale. So now, really keeping your awareness on your breath. Feel the breath moving in, into the space of fullness. You feel the slight pause as it flips. And then exhaling out. Feel the breath moving out. And at the bottom of the exhale, in the place of emptiness, again, the breath gently flips back up into the inhale. Just a few more cycles, just riding the wave of your breath. Noticing your breath. And now also, besides the inhalation and the exhalation, seeing if you can gently touch the space of pause in between. And then just coming back to your natural breath now. So without any effort to control or manipulate the breath, just noticing your breath now. And just seeing if that breath has shifted at all. You might notice just a few moments of intentional breathing and awareness on your breath. It can shift the breath already. And as you shift the breath into a more rhythmic state, it really helps the nervous system to also calm down. So with your next inhale now, keeping your eyes closed, if they're closed, just ground your sit bones down. As you ground your sit bones down, feel this ability to lengthen up through your spine, reaching the crown of the head up for sky. So staying in this nice tall space, go ahead and shrug your shoulders forward, up to your ears. Take those shoulders back and down the back. So we're just circling the shoulders a few times. Find a breath pattern that works for you as you circle the shoulders. And just breathing into that, noticing how it feels to circle the shoulders this morning. The next time your shoulders go back and down, keep them sliding down the back. And then think about telescoping your neck, the back of the neck, back of the skull, telescopes up into the heavens. You can spin your palms up. Again, grounding down, lengthening up. Imagine your shoulder blades sliding down the back body, the hip flesh sliding down the back body, the front pubic bone curling up towards the navel, and the navel hugging in and up. The heart is buoyant. Just take another beat now. Feel yourself in this vertical alignment. Maybe your eyes are still closed, breathing in here. And really, in your mind's eye, perhaps you can see yourself as this beautiful beam of light connecting earth and heaven. You can even imagine your tailbone, tip of the tailbone, beam of red light, grounding you into the center of the earth. Crown of the head, beam of white light connecting up into the heavens above. And then from your pelvic floor to the crown of the head, a beam of healing blue-green light. Good. Okay. From here, with our next inhale, let's sweep our arms out and up. You can gently blink open your eyes. Let your palms touch at the top. As you exhale, slide those palms down through your midline. And if you're on the floor, you can even ground down into the earth. Again, spin your palms up. Inhaling, sweeping, gathering. Exhaling, imagine like you're pulling all this goodness down from the heavens through you, connecting down into earth. Again, inhale, sweep. Exhale, bring it down. Good. Just 2 more times. Inhale. Really linking movement with breath. Nice and fluid. Exhale it down. Good. This time, inhale, sweep those arms out and up. Palms touch at the top. As you exhale, slide those palms down in front of your heart center. You can gently press your thumb against your sternum, press the palms into each other. Again, slide the shoulder blades down the back, buttock flesh slide down, back of the neck, crown of the head, sliding up. Pausing here now. Feel your thumbs press against your sternum. And take a beat now to just connect in with your heart center here. So just seeing if there's anything that is speaking to you from the heart center this morning. Perhaps you want to offer a dedication or you want to set an intention for your practice. But just taking a beat to tune in here for a moment. And this morning we're going to actually open with an Om. So you're welcome to join your voice. You're all muted, so don't worry, no one else is going to hear you. But it's really nice sometimes to just vocalize a bit. We'll just do one Om. So starting with an inhalation in through your nose. Exhale, clear it out through your mouth, hot out. And then inhaling for that Om. And gently bow your head to your heart. You can blink open your eyes. Again, we're going to release the hands down and inhale, sweep them out and up. Good. As you exhale, now spin to your right as you bring your arms down. If you're on a chair, that back hand can reach for the chair back. Otherwise, the right hand is on the floor, left hand in front of you. First inhale, we use to ground and lengthen. And then as you exhale, start to move the twist up your spine, the navel, then the chest, then the neck and the head, and your gaze spins back. With every inhale, think about grounding and lengthening. With each exhale, you're just seeing if there's a little invitation to twist further back. So without forcing, really tuning in, listening to your body, honoring wherever you're at today. Taking another big breath in here. As you exhale, only the neck and the head spin forward as you gaze over your front left shoulder. And now breathe into the right side of the neck. Breathe into that right chest. Another breath in. And exhaling will unwind. Again, inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Good. Exhale, spin to the left as you bring the hands down. So now left hand behind you, either on the floor or maybe the chair back. Right hand reaching for that left knee. Taking a moment to ground and lengthen. As you ground down through the sit bones, arch that low back in, shoulder blades down. Exhaling, spinning to the left. Again, neck and head, then the gaze, spin back last. Keep your navel and your chest spinning back, taking a big breath in. And with that next exhale, spinning the neck and the head and your gaze to look forward over your front right shoulder. Breathe into the left side of your neck, breathing into that left chest. Good. One more breath in. And then exhaling, we're going to unwind. Again, we're going to inhale, sweep our arms out and up. And then exhaling, keep your right arm lifted, bring your left fingertips onto the floor. Or if you're seating in a chair, then hold onto the side of the chair. So grounding down through your right sit bone, reaching tall with your right arm, but keep your right shoulder blade still sliding down the back. Don't wear that right shoulder up for an earring. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to tip it to the left. Keep your right sit bone grounded as you bend to the left. And then reaching from the grounding of that right sit bone, reaching that right hand for the left. Good, nice. One more breath in and out. And with your next inhale, both arms come back up. Keep that left arm lifted, exhaling the right fingertips down onto the floor or holding the side of the chair. Again, take a beat to ground and lengthen through the left side. Stay rooted on the left side as you exhale, bend to the right. So again, stay grounded, reaching that arm up, shoulder blades descend down the back. Okay, inhale, bring everything back up. Keep your right arm lifted again. Bring the left fingertips onto the floor. Walk your fingertips away. Or if you're in a chair, then just point your fingers down and away. So nice long line, okay? And then again, ground through the right, lifting as you ground. And then this time we're gonna bend that elbow. We're gonna bring the right hand to the left side of the head and we're gonna tilt the head gently to the right. So now breathe into the left side of your neck. Feel that stretch, maybe all the way down into the length of the arm. Just noticing where you feel this. Again, you're tuning in, you're listening to your body. So you're tilting your head only to the degree that's appropriate in your body today. Just feeling what's there. All right. From here, take the hand off the head. And now you're going to gently turn your head to look into your right armpit. Like you want to bring your chin towards your right collarbone. And then again, gently tilt your head away and either walk your left fingertips away from you or point the left fingertips down and away. Notice how the slight turn of the head changes the stretch. Notice where you feel it now. Okay, everything still stays the same. You're just going to take the top hand off the head again. Your head stays tilted, but instead of looking down, just look straight forward again, like we first started. And then again, gently tilt your head away. So from here, if you like, you can take that left hand, back of the hand, and press it against your sacrum in the back body. So at the low back, the base of the spine there. You can press the back of the hand into the sacrum, the low back. And then maybe you can even do a shoulder circle with that left shoulder. Take that shoulder back and down. Keep your shoulder blade moving down the back as you tilt your head, to the right. I'm so sorry, my neighbors are bumping around. Okay, and then from here, if you like, you can slide that left hand up your back. Maybe you can even get the hand up between the shoulder blades. So non-attachment, just letting it be where it lands. And then taking another breath wherever you're at. If this is not appropriate, then just keep the arm reaching down and away, right? Okay, from here, if your left hand is behind you, we're gonna release it and bring it back to the floor, walk the fingertips away or point it away. And then now take that top hand off the head again, bring the hand onto the right side of your face and gently help your head up. And just take a moment. Notice how one side might feel different from the other. Just feel the effects from what you just did. If you like, take a big shoulder circle. Both shoulder blades slide down the back. And then again, inhale, sweep your arms out and up. This time, let your right fingers come down. Walk your fingertips away or point those fingertips down and away. And then we're going to bend the left elbow and start to tilt our head gently to the left. So keep that right arm nice and long. Walk the fingertips away or point it down and away as you breathe into the right side of the neck, down the length of the arm. Notice where you feel it. Again, really tuning into your body, honoring what's appropriate for you today. So you're only tilting as much as is appropriate for you. From here, take that top hand off the head and start to gently spin to look into your left armpit, bringing your chin towards the left collarbone. And again, gently tilt the head away, mindful, tuning in. Don't cause any self-harm. Good. And then lifting the hand off the head again. Again, keep your head tilted, but just turn to face forward again, like we first started. And again, you can use that hand to gently tilt the head away. So now, from here, if you like, you can take your right hand, back of the hand, press it against the sacrum, that low back region, right above your butt crease. And then maybe you make a big shoulder circle. Take that right shoulder back and down. Broaden through that right chest, pressing the back of the hand into the back body if it's appropriate. And then from there, if it's appropriate, you can slide that right hand up the spine to wherever it lands. Just another breath here, breathing into that. Good. From there, we're going to just release the right hand back down onto the floor or pointing it away from you. Walk the fingertips away. Just one more breath here. And then we're going to take the top hand off the head. We're going to bring it to the left side of the face and gently help the head up. Good. And again, let's take a big shoulder circle. Feel how that feels in your body. Okay, so if you are on the floor and you're seated cross-legged, now's a good time maybe to switch the crossing of your legs so the other leg is in front or on top. And we'll all bring our hands back onto our thighs. From here, we're gonna just circle our torso over the sit bones. So you're in charge of how small or big of a circle you make. Just make sure you're still breathing as you're circling. So maybe you're finding a breath pattern of exhaling as you round back, inhaling as you circle forward. Or maybe there's a different breath pattern that works for you in this movement. And as you circle the chest over the sit bones, see if you can really feel the pressure moving around the sit bones as you circle. So not trying to get in like a lot of repetitions, but really focusing on feeling. Good. And then circling, we're going to pause in order to switch directions. So start to circle it in the other direction. Remember to breathe as you circle. And your breath pattern here. Good. And then we're going to bring the whole thing back to neutral. So come back to a neutral spine. Hands are still on our thighs. From here, we're going to inhale and we're going to start to rock to the front of the sit bone as we bring our heart forward. Maybe you can lift your chin and gaze up. And as you exhale, reversing, press into your thighs to round back. Think about like you're curling your tailbone forward, bringing your chin towards your chest, crown of the head points forward. So like that, we're cat-cowing in the seated position. So as you inhale, we're expanding the front body. And as we exhale, we're expanding that back body. As you oscillate between those two, feel the opposite on the back side. So inhaling, front body expands, back body contracts. Exhaling, back body expands, front body contracts. So just feeling how that play of opposites is always happening. Good. So now the next time you inhale forward, if you like to add your arms, you can open those heart wings wide open. And then exhaling, give yourself a great big loving hug in. Again, inhale, really shine your heart forward. As you exhale, let the other arm come on top as you hug it in. So flapping open and close those heart wings. Every time you hug it in, really imagine like you're giving yourself a real big loving hug, a big hug from the universe. Yeah, good. So just flapping open and close, breathing, moving with the breath. And then the next time you flap open again, let's pause here. Now with your arms wide open, let's go ahead and make fists with our hands. And we're gonna circle out our wrists. Yeah, and just feel the movement through those wrists. Feel the movement of the length of the arm, and then circle it the other way. Good. Okay, now open your palms wide and like you're pressing two walls apart from each other. Shoulder blades stay down the back. Good. And then keep the big palms wide open, spin your palms up. From here, grounding down. Inhale, bring it back up. Palms together. Exhale, bring it back down in front of your heart. From here, let's go ahead and interlace our fingers, and we're gonna press the palms away from us, straight out in front of us. Again, shrug your shoulder blades down the back. And now can you press the index finger side of the palm further away? So the pinky side of the palm is like peeling towards you. And then again, shrug your shoulder blades. Make a big shoulder circle. Now keep your shoulder blades moving down the back, grounding down into those sit bones. Inhale, we're gonna take the arms up overhead again. So whatever degree works for you. So grounding down as you press up. Inhaling. Good, and then exhale, release those arms, sweep them back down. And make a big shoulder circle again. Interlace your fingers, the other thumb on top, so the awkward clasp. And then again, press the palms away from you. Shrug your shoulder blades down the back. Press the index finger further away than the pinky finger. And grounding down, inhale, take those arms up again. Good, grounding down as you press on up. Beautiful. And exhaling, release. Nice. All right. From here, let's go ahead again. Interlace your fingers. And now just like drawing like a figure 8 with your wrists. So you're just circling the wrists here like this. Okay, now you're gonna notice the direction you're moving in, and can you reverse, like back it up, go the opposite direction? Yeah, it's really awkward. Like for me, it's like really like, I can't quite compute it. Okay, and then pause. Now look at your hands, see what thumb's on top, and again, switch. So other clasp, other thumb on top. And then again, just draw your figure 8s, whatever is the normal direction for you. Good. And then again, stop and reverse. Can you go the opposite direction? All right, good. And then let's go ahead and just shake that out. Shake out your hands like you've got water in your hands, and you got to get every drop shaken off of them. Keep shaking, shaking, shaking. Keep that shaking action, but turn your palms up and shake it out. Good. Okay, now we're going to shake out our elbows. Yeah, chicken dance. Okay, and then shake your shoulders up and down. Okay, and then just wag your tail, wag your head. All right, from here, we're gonna come onto hands and knees. So if that's not appropriate for you and it's better for you to stay in the chair, you can stay in your chair to do some more cat-cows like we just did. If it's okay for you to be on hands and knees, then coming onto your hands and knees. If you've got sensitive knees or you're on a really hard floor, you might wanna have like a thin blanket or something to pad underneath your knees. If you've got sensitive wrists, you can always make fists and then put the knuckles down, or you can have a little mat or blanket or something, like a towel rolled up just to put underneath the heel of the palm to help raise them a little bit. So either knuckles down or big palms down. If you've got your palms down, now take a moment, find the ball of your index finger. And can you ground the ball of the index finger down first? Keep the ball of the index finger rooted and then ground the ball of your thumb. Keep those two inner points of the palm grounded and spread the palm broad as you bring the other 3 fingers down. So now your hands are about shoulder width apart, and you're going to stack your shoulders directly over the wrist. Get your hips stacked over your knees, and we're going to cat-cow here. So with our next inhale, think about broadening through those sit bones, those bones we're seated on. Broaden the sit bones and slide them up. As you do so, the heart comes forward, chin up. As you exhale, reverse, tailbone down, kidneys lift, chin to chest, crown towards the floor. So if you're seated in a chair, then we did the same action earlier, seated, so you can continue with that. Just feeling the undulation through your spine, getting some movement through the spine with the ebb and flow of your breath. And then if you like to add that organic circling of the hips here in cat-cow, you can start to circle your hips over your knees as you continue to arch and round through cat-cow. If you are circling your hips, make sure you let the head and the neck move naturally as they want to. And if that is not comfortable for you to circle, then you just continue moving up and down straight through regular cat-cow. If you are circling your hips, though, take a moment to circle it the other way as well. Good, and just enjoying the movement, noticing how fluid this is. All right, and then we'll come back to neutral. From here, we're gonna walk our knees back, coming into plank. So now if you're using a chair, you can stand in front of, if you're using a chair, then you can stand up and hold your chair and then walk your feet back a little bit so that you can let your hips drop here. So your shoulders still stack over your wrists. If you're on the floor, then we're just taking a half plank by walking the knees back, let your hips drop so your thighs and your torso are in one line. Again, your shoulders are still stacked over your wrists. Take a moment, again, can you make the shoulders circle here? Slide the shoulder blades down the back, hug your navel in and up. Let the tailbone drop down, but your inner thighs are hugging up towards the ceiling. And then very slowly, you're gonna lower down to the floor. If you're in a chair, then you're gonna just stay in plank, or you can go straight back into like a downward dog with a chair here. Okay, and if you're on the floor, everybody, forehead down. We're gonna press our hands into the floor, press the toenails into the floor, lengthen the tailbone, shrug your shoulders, lift your heart up, a little mini cobra. And then exhaling, bring your forehead back down. If you're using a chair, you can come back into plank and oscillate between plank and downward dog in the chair a few times. For those of us on the floor, we're gonna come into cobra again. So pressing your toenails down, press your pubic bone down, lengthen your tailbone, shrug your shoulder blades down the back of the neck stays long as you lift the heart. And one more time, exhale, bring it down. And last time, so reestablish everything. Lengthen that tailbone, low back stays long, press the pubic bone down, rising up. This time as you come into mini cobra, can you lift your hands off the floor but keeping the height of the chest? And then exhale, release it down. And from here, we're gonna press up and back into child's pose. So those of you on the floor with me, big toes together, knees slightly apart, start to sink your hip back towards your heels. And then let your forehead ground. So here, if your hip's way up, you might want to have a cushion or a blanket or even maybe a block or something between the back of the calf and back of the thigh so that you can sink into that. If your forehead is like way off the floor, your chest is way off the floor, then good to have maybe a block or something so that your forehead can rest, your chest can be supported underneath you. And if you're in a chair, then you're gonna step out of your downward dog and you can come back to a seated pose. And then you can have your legs, your feet wide apart, hands on your thighs. And if it's appropriate, you can come forward here. So if you're in a chair, you're gonna come up and down a few times. You're gonna roll on up, inhaling, and exhaling, roll it back down a few times. But if you're on the floor, we're gonna, from child's pose, we're gonna left back on up, coming back to hands and knees. Again, come into your half plank. With the exhaling, we're gonna lower all the way to the belly, hands by the heart. So again, press your toenails down, lengthen the tailbone long. Inhaling, lifting your heart up halfway. And then exhaling, release it back down. Pressing into the earth, inhaling, and exhaling, send it back into child's pose. And then from there, let's all come on up. We're gonna come up to standing. So now, standing If you need a chair, if you've been working with a chair, you have a chair nearby. If you don't need the chair, like if you're good and steady and you can do forward folds and you don't lose your balance and you don't need the chair, then you don't have to have a chair. But if you tend to get a little dizzy and forward folding is a little precarious, then make sure you're using a chair or a piece of furniture or something, okay? So let's start into Dasana, mountain pose. So just finding equal standing. Take a moment to find your feet now. Look down at your feet and see that your feet are more or less parallel and they're about hip width apart. So sometimes we stand and we're not aware, but the feet are all like kind of like turned and asymmetrical. So just do your best to check out your feet for a moment. And then take a moment and really feel the ball of your big toe. Ground the ball of your big toe, ground your inner heel. So roll the two inner points of the feet down into the earth and see if you can lift the outer edges of the feet. And then broaden the soles of the feet, just like we did with the hands. Broaden the soles of the feet to ground the ball of the pinky toe in the outer heel. Keep those 4 points rooted. Lift the inner arches of your feet. Start to imagine like your inner thighs like a big straw and you're sucking up earth energy. So you're lifting your inner arches, your inner ankles lift, your inner knees lift, your inner thighs. As you get up to your inner thighs, roll your inner thighs back. As you roll your inner thighs back, this front inner groin area softens a bit and your back sacral area broadens. Into that space in the back, again, pin that tailbone straight down into the center of the earth. So grounding down. Let's go ahead, shrug our shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Rooting down, lengthen the back of the skull, back of the neck up to the sky. And again, in your mind's eye, see yourself as this pillar of light between earth and heaven. Breathe into that. With our next inhale, spin your palms out and up, reaching up, gaze up. Now as you exhale, you're gonna bend your knees if you need. If you're working with a chair, you got a chair in front of you, you're gonna bend your knees. You can bring your hands onto the chair or bring your hands onto your thighs or your shin. Lift that heart up halfway, inhale. So as you lengthen the front body, the shoulder blades move away from the ears, your knees stay bent as you need. Exhaling, we're gonna fold. So again, using your chair if you need, bend your knees as much as you need. Again, halfway lift, inhale. Fold as you exhale. One more time. Lift and lengthen the front body. Inhale. Folding as you exhale. Ground down into your feet. Bend those knees. Sweep those arms out and up all the way. Inhaling all the way up. And exhaling, hands down in front of the heart. Release the hands. And again, grounding down. Inhale, sweep out and up. Exhaling, swan dive. Hands to your chair or your thighs or your shins. Lift that heart up halfway. Broaden the sit bones. Fold as you exhale. Ground and lengthen. Come all the way up. Inhaling. Palms touch. Reach for the sky. Bring it back down into your heart. And again, release. Last one. Grounding down. Inhale. Sweep and gather. Exhaling, diving, like you're moving through water. Yeah, halfway lift. Lift that heart, shine it forward. Fold, exhaling, rooting into your feet, pressing down to rise, all the way up. Palms touch at the top. And exhale, this time bring your hands to again rest in front of your heart center. So standing into Dasana now, but with the palms together in front of the heart. Anjali Mudra. Pressing the thumbs gently against the heart center, shoulder blades down the back. And again, take a beat. Feel the energy move through. Feel your heart center, tuning into inner guidance. Good, and releasing the hands. This time we're gonna inhale, sweep those arms out and up. When your arms get to the top, take the right hand and wrap it around the left wrist. Yeah, so, sorry, I'll change my camera angle. So now, again, ground down through that right foot and lengthen up through that right arm. And again, we're gonna just tip it to the left, exhaling. So listening to your body, practicing that self-love. So don't overdo it, honoring where you're at. Inhale, bring it back up. Switching hands, grounding down through the left foot as you lengthen up through the left side. And exhale, tip it to the right. Good. Inhale, back up the center. This time we're going to open our arms. We're going to spin to the left. Open your palms to face the left. So the palms are facing the left, the thumbs are pointing up, and you're broadening through your heart. Spinning your navel and your chest back, maybe your neck and your head and your gaze back. If it's available, you can look back at that left thumb. Then everything stays the same. You're just going to spin the neck and the head and your gaze to look forward at your front right thumb. Take a breath. Good. And then inhale, bring it back up. Good. Exhale, spin over to the other side. So again, spinning the navel, the chest. The palms are facing the right now. The thumbs are pointing up. Your shoulder blades are still moving down the back. Keep your navel and your chest spinning back. Only the neck and the head spin forward as you shift your gaze forward on the front left thumb. Take a breath. Good. And then inhale, sweep the whole thing back up through center. And exhaling, let's release. Good. Big shoulder circle. From here, so now if you want, you can have your feet a little bit wider, just comfortable stance, just so you're steady. We're going to take both arms forward. Palms facing each other. Now keep your left hand where it is. Sweep your right arm up. Spin the right palm to the right and open your chest to the right. And then exhale, let that arm sweep down and come back forward so the palms face each other. Second side. Inhaling, left arm reaching up for the sky. Keep opening so that the left palm faces the left, the thumbs pointing up. And then exhale, spin that arm down and forward. So like that, we're going to alternate side to side. Inhaling, right arm up and back. Exhaling, right arm down and forward. Inhaling, left arm up and back. Exhaling, left arm down and forward. So like that, you can do it to your own rhythm, just like you're taking back strokes almost. Alternating arms. Moving with your breath. Make sure you're still breathing. Seeing if you can initiate each movement with the breath. Good. We'll just do one more. So completing this current set we're on, and we'll do one more set. One more set of back strokes, side to side. Good. Next time your arms come forward, let's go ahead and release. Shrug your shoulders down the back. Okay, now that we're standing, we're going to do a little bit of tapping, and then we're going to bring the whole thing down. So this actually comes to me from my my Tai Chi teacher. So have your feet a little bit wider apart so you're nice and steady. And just start to feel your weight now shifting from side to side. As you shift your weight side to side, feel how the weight shifts on the feet. Okay, now instead of having your knees locked, have your knees just kind of soft, light bend in them. And then as you start to shift, can you start to, like you're drawing a figure eight with your hips, kind of. And as you do so, let your arms start to sway. So like your arms are just these wet spaghetti noodles. And then your hands are little balls at the ends of those ropes. So you're going to start to let your hands tap your body. Okay, so now, as I add arm movements, if you get lost, just come back to this gentle twisting. So you're really turning at your waist and you're letting your arms tap the body front and back. And you're breathing, okay? So that's the most important thing, so just keep that action. And then we're going to add 8 different hand positions. We do each one to the count of 8, and we do the whole cycle twice. So the first one, I'll introduce them first. The first one, we make a fist and we pound our chest. The back hand just taps the back body. Good, so that's 1. So just get into that rhythm. 2, you're going to open your palm and you're going to tap above your shoulders. So again, you're turning side to side, you're breathing, you're making sure you're turning at the waist. Your knees are slightly little soft bend in them. 3, open palms, slapping the top of your upper arm. Good. 4 is an open palm karate chop. So the knife edge of the palm, knife edge of the hand taps the hip joint. Okay? 5 is the same hand, but now you're going to bend a little deeper and you tap above your knee joints. So not on the knees, but above it. Good. 6 is still the same hand, but now we pull it up to our waist. Okay, so still turning, most important, turning, breathing. Okay, 7 is the tricky one. I always lose people on it, so don't worry if you get lost, just keep turning and breathing, okay, and tapping. So 7, the front arm just wraps around the front body, but now the back hand, instead of back and down, it's gonna reach up and pat yourself on the back. So again, front arm just wraps around the body, but the back hand now reaches up and pats the back. Yeah, so, and again, don't get frustrated if you're like, what? Like, no worries. Just keep twisting and patting and tapping and breathing. And then 8 is easy. We just pat the belly. So we're going to take the whole thing from the top now. We're going to begin. So chest at the palm at the fist at the chest. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Open hand on your shoulders. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the upper arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Nice edge of the hand at your hip joint. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Bend into those knees. Tap above the knees. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it up to your waist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Pat your back. 2, 3, 4. Good. 5, 6, 7, 8. Pat the belly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to our chest. Remember to turn out your waist. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get above your shoulders. Make sure you're breathing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At the upper arms, make sure you're smiling. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Hip joints. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tap above your knees. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pull it up to the waist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Pat the back. Wrap the front arm around and the back arm reaches up and pats the back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And pat your belly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Wind it down. Walk in place. So alternate the arm and the leg that lifts. All right. And so hopefully you got some energy moving. All right. And now we're going to bring it back to the floor. We're going to cool it down real quick here so that we can hear Katie's reading. So go ahead and come onto the floor, and if you're using a chair and you want to stay seated in the chair, then come back to your chair. If you are coming onto the floor, just take a moment to arrive, and you can hug your knees into your chest now as you rock a little bit side to side. Give yourself again a big loving hug, squeeze in. Take a moment to just appreciate yourself and the fact that you made it to yoga this morning. All right, and then from here, let's go ahead and we're going to take our final resting pose. So you can let your legs be long. You can have blocks or pillows underneath your knees. If you've got low back stuff and you're on the floor, then it's sometimes nice to have those knees bent. So if you don't have any props, you can just have the feet on the floor, knees bent. You can walk your feet a little wider apart so the knees knock in and support each other so you're not having to hold them up. And then you can have your arms resting on the floor, palms up, or you can turn your hands to be on the body. If you're seated in a chair, just make sure you're nice and comfortable. Maybe allow yourself to really feel some kind of support behind you. Let your palms spin up if that's comfortable. And then everybody, if you're still with me, taking a deep breath in through your nose. Clearing breath out through your mouth. You're going to do that again. Big inhalation in through your nose. Big breath out through your mouth. One more of those. Deepest breath in yet. This time maybe make some noise as you sigh it out. And then releasing all breath control. Seeing if maybe you can gently let your teeth and your lips part. As you let your jaw soften. Feel the weight of the jaw as you let your chin drop. Let the tongue be soft, back of the throat soft. Soften around the eyes as the eyeballs begin to sink to the back of the skull. Let your inner gaze now rest into your heart center. So very gently begin to bring your awareness back, noticing your breath as it breathes in and out without any effort on your part. Just take a moment to bring your awareness back into this space, time. Feel yourself in your body. And in the sweet space that we just cultivated, take a moment now to just connect in with some gratitude. Start with some gratitude for yourself, for being here this morning, showing up for your own well-being. And then gratitude for whatever else inspires gratitude in your heart this morning. You can slowly start to bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. You can hug your knees into your chest and rock around a little side to side. And when you're ready, you can come into a comfortable fetal position on one side. You're welcome to stay in that comfortable fetal position for as long as you like. If you feel ready though, you can also press on up. Comfortable seat, palms together, in front of the heart. Again, connecting in with your heart center. And gently bow your head to your heart. Namaste. And I'm going to turn it back to Katie. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kat, for that very transformative and lovely yoga practice today. That was really great. Thank you so much. And give me just a moment here, everyone. I'm going to share my screen so that you can see the book that I chose for this week. With the theme of authenticity and self-love, I selected Over the Top, A Raw Journey to Self-Love by Jonathan Van Ness. Van Ness is a hairstylist and stars in the show Queer Eye. And I have to share, this book has been on my TBR list for a very long time. So I was really happy to take the opportunity to read it for this program. And I should mention trigger warnings for this book. There is mention of sexual abuse and addiction. Jonathan, or Jack, as they were known when they were younger, grew up in the small town of Quincy, Illinois. Jack always felt out of place there. They were bullied and didn't have the tools to cope in a healthy way. Though Jack had their parents' support, they didn't learn how to fully love, nurture, and accept themselves from them. This led to Jack trying to fit roles that didn't fit them, molding into what society wanted and expected from a young age, and finding various forms of escape. And later in their teens, a series of unhealthy and unsafe behaviors. Van Ness says of sharing some of their at times shocking stories that they hope to help other LGBTQ plus youth to not make some of the hurtful and traumatic mistakes Jack made. As Van Ness put it, they were a quote, hot mess. My favorite quote from the book comes from when Van Ness decided to pursue their dream of becoming a hairstylist after hitting rock bottom. They said, no matter how ugly everything had gotten, I was still convinced that I could find a way to make it gorgeous. And gorgeous, they made it. Now, Van Ness is well known for their hair artistry, hosts the massively popular Netflix show Queer Eye, and is a fierce advocate for self love. Over the Top is an honest and real account of resilience and growth, at times heartbreaking, and other times laugh out loud funny. Jonathan Van Ness teaches us to give ourselves grace and treat ourselves with kindness on the journey to self love. And just a note, I listened to the audiobook, which is read by the author, and it was fantastic. It is available in audio, ebook, and physical book formats right now in the library collection, so you can check it out for yourself. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us for Everybody Yoga, and a big thank you to Kat for an amazing session today. We'll be back next Thursday, August 18th at 10 a.m. So we hope to see you then. So to find a library location near you, sign up for a library card, or to learn about programs for all ages, just go to www.saclibrary.org. So for Kat, myself, and the Sacramento Public Library, thank you so much and be well. Bye.